Hi guys, James Piper from Nick Alexander BMW. Just wanted to do a quick video for you guys of the vehicle behind me, which is BMW's Active Hybrid 5 Series. And kind of a quick backstory for you. BMW came out with a training program a few months back for client advisors on the 5 Series and 3 Series and 7 Series Active Hybrid models. And they did a cool competition where for each region, one lucky BMW client advisor was able to win a short demo of the vehicle for 2 months in order to drive it and kind of get a little bit more acclimated to the vehicle and what it has to offer. And I was that guy. So I've had an absolute blast the last couple months getting to drive this Active Hybrid 5 Series, and it has completely changed my idea of what a hybrid should be, could be, and what BMW I'm going to want to get next. And kind of the funny thing is, and no joke about this, after we all had the training, got to drive these cars and understood just exactly what they are, almost every single client advisor here who has had their lease come up since we had that training has gone for a 3 Series Active Hybrid or a 5 Series Active Hybrid. So I think once the public catches on to what we know at BMW, this is going to become a very, very popular car. So let me give you a little bit of a breakdown on just what exactly this is that you're looking at. This is the 5 Series version, obviously, and it is based on the bones of a 535 sedan. So it does have BMW's award-winning N55 300 horsepower, 300 pound-feet of torque engine in it, but it also has a hybrid engine that complements that as well, and we'll go into that in a little bit in more detail. But if you go to the International Engine Awards of the Year, you're going to be able to see that BMW's won, I think it's about 55 of these awards, which doubles the next best manufacturers out there. So in this car, you're going to have the absolute best, most award-winning gasoline engine on the road today, and couple that with some cool hybrid technology. Now, what does make this car stand out over a regular 535, for instance, you could decide to opt for these 18-inch streamlined wheels, and this is a no-cost option. So you get a really sporty-looking wheel. I think it looks a lot like the M Sport wheels, and I like it. And if it's at absolutely no cost, I would prefer this over the standard 535 wheel that you could also get as well. And you wouldn't believe how many times I pulled into a parking lot and people are admiring the car, and the first thing they comment on is how much they like those wheels. And I really like them as well. There is some specific badging on the car as well, like the rear C-pillar right here, for instance, as well as the rear trunk. And then also inside the car, you're going to have the markings on the door sills, as you can see right there, as well as on the top of the cup holder. So BMW's done just a little bit to kind of dress this car up and let you and your passengers and anyone else that comes up and looks at the vehicle know that this is something different and something special and a little bit unique. So here's what's cool. It does have a hybrid engine inside the vehicle, and that is a lithium-ion battery charged engine, and it makes an extra, it bumps the horsepower on this car from 300 to 335. It also brings the torque up to 330 from 300. So what you have, if you put this car into the sport mode, the dynamic sport, you're running the engine the whole time, you've just boosted this up to be faster than any other 535 you see on the road, an extra 35 horsepower, 30 pound-feet of torque, and it will throw you back into the seat, and it is a lot of fun to drive. But this car also has a real Jekyll and Hyde characteristic where you put the car into Eco Pro mode, and then all of a sudden you're driving on the hybrid engine alone up to 40 miles per hour, and you're saving gas. It's a hybrid, just like you'd expect with anything like a Prius, any of the Lexus hybrids that are out there. And it's actually one of the coolest things that I wasn't expecting about driving this car was how much fun it is to drive this car around as a hybrid. And I'm going to upload a couple other videos right after this that are going to show you guys me driving in city traffic, driving on the freeway, when I'm going fast, also when I'm going slow. So you can really have an idea of just how cool this is and all the different things you can do with it. And another neat thing is the BMW also is kind of doing cutting-edge stuff on this car because this is their latest and greatest. You'd also get exclusive things like stationary cooling or BMW's coasting, which you have to have the hybrid for. And to give you an idea what the stationary cooling is, let me go ahead and lock the door for you. Let's say I was just about to walk into a convenience store or something, come back in about 10 minutes, and it was a hot day and I don't want my car to get super hot. I can take my key here and then I push this little diamond logo here, hold it in for about 2 seconds and let go. And then what's going to happen is it's actually going to turn on the car, not the engine, but just the hybrid engine, and it's going to run the air conditioning now and keep my car cool for up to 6 minutes. So I'll just walk around for a second and let it do its thing. But that's kind of a neat thing, especially I'm from Arizona originally, and I would love that. If I come up here real close, you're going to be able to hear a little bit of a whirring noise there from the engine as it's doing its thing. It is not turning on the gas engine, it's just the hybrid engine. And if I actually enter the vehicle here and show you on the screen, you'll be able to see that it is indeed now running the air conditioning at full power, keeping the interior of the car cool, which is kind of neat. Coasting is a little hard for me to explain, but I'll have that in my videos for you guys to see. But basically that's when you're going along the freeway, and if you're going up to 50 miles an hour in just the regular, sport mode, comfort mode, or up to 100 miles per hour if you're an Eco Pro, that's going to let you coast along with the engine off and the gearbox off. So it just cooled down the car to the temperature it wanted to get to. So when I come back up here now, you can hear it's no longer running the engine. And it's just been a lot of fun to drive this car. And to give you a little bit more information, why you'd want to consider this over a 535 or a 528 or a 550 is if you drive in traffic an awful lot, you're definitely going to see some gas savings in this car. I come to work every day, a 45-minute commute in the morning on the freeway, and it's just stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. I can literally roll into work on the hybrid engine, probably, probably about 40 minutes of my 45-minute commute, I'm on the hybrid engine alone. I'm not going above 40 miles an hour. I'm just crawling along. And then, every now and then at a stoplight, or if I'm pulling forward fast, I'll kick on the gas engine, but it'll go right back off again. So you really can, depending on what your driving conditions are, really drive this car just like you could any other hybrid out there. And the numbers that BMW is putting out is a 10 to 15% fuel efficiency savings on your fuel bill, even up to 20% with Eco Pro mode enabled. And the numbers again that they're putting out is an extra 2 miles a gallon city, or up to 6 miles per gallon if you're in the Eco Pro mode. And another cool thing on the interior, this is something special for the hybrid as well. It's going to be hard to tell from the video, but the nav screen on this car, if you go for the hybrid for a 5 Series, it actually upgrades you to a 10.2-inch navigation screen versus the standard 7-inch screen that you'd be getting on any other 5. And then also if you went for the 3, you'd be upgrading to an 8.8-inch screen instead of the 6.5-inch screen that's standard on the 3. So even if you opt to go without navigation on the 3, you still have the wider screen, and then also on this 5 Series as well, but nav is standard on the 535 and the 7 for the active hybrid. But the reason they have that wider screen is because it helps display more of the hybrid components that you need to see on the screen. And then the last thing I'll show you is the boot of the car. So again, I told you that this does have the lithium-ion batteries, and they are located here in the trunk. Let me see how I do with the foot pop here. Put my foot under, pull it back, and then I did that without the key. Kind of a cool feature as well. So back here is where they have the batteries stored. They're actually behind the rear seats. It's all very safe. BMW engineers and technicians have crashed this car from every conceivable angle to make sure it's safe, but you don't have the fold-down seats if you opt for the active hybrid 5, because that's where they're going to be right there. You do have a luggage compartment down here as well, below the floor, and then power lift gate. This car was equipped with the premium package, park distance control, backup camera, the no-cost 18-inch streamline wheels, as well as the cold weather package and the sport package, which is a little different from M Sport. It does give you the blacked out window trim here, the Shadowline exterior trim, as well as let me show you the roof as well. It's got the black roof liner as well for the sports package, and a little bit thicker steering wheel, the sports steering wheel, which I really like. But I just wanted to put this video out there. I know it's a little longer than most of mine that I usually do, so sorry if I was rambling on, but I just wanted to tell you guys how awesome this car is. And believe me, if you're looking for something unique, something a little bit different than you've had in the past, whether you want a 3 Series sedan, a 5 Series sedan, or a 7 Series sedan, the active hybrid is a really cool car. And interestingly enough, At the time I'm shooting this video, even though the 3 Series is an additional $6,500 to go hybrid, the 5 Series is an additional $8,000. When we worked out leases on this car, because they have such a large eco credit, it actually works out to be the same lease payment, if not different by a couple dollars. So even comparing not just the 3 Series active hybrid, but the employees that have been going for the active hybrid 3 versus a 328 have only been paying about $20 or more a month in a lease, and that's going from a 328 to a 335 with the hybrid engine in it. So cool car. Please stay tuned and check out my other videos coming out with me driving the car around so you can see just how it works in motion. And if you guys got any questions, please let me know. Please like my videos and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you guys checking them out. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.